You walk into a Lego store, expecting to buy your kid something for their birthday. Something fun, something with little spacemen that have cool colors. But instead you're surrounded by a $500 Avengers Tower, $800 Millennium Falcon, and multiple adult sets that are all in black boxes. These sets are literally labeled 18+. So here's the question, is Lego slowly turning back on kids? Lego has been a symbol of childhood for over 90 years, has quietly started making more and more sets for adults. Sets that cost hundreds of dollars, labeled 18+, that kids cannot afford. And honestly, sets that parents can barely afford too. And if you think it's just a small change, think again. Lego is the biggest toy company in the world, making more money than ever. But is that money coming from kids or coming from adults with credit cards and empty shelf space? Stick around, because by the end of this video, the answer might surprise you. And honestly, it might make you a little mad. Okay, first things first, when did Lego start caring more about adults? Because this didn't just happen overnight. Here's where it gets interesting. Way back in the 1980s, Lego launched something called the Model Team series. These were harder to build sets, more detailed, and not really geared towards kids. So even back then, Lego knew that adults loved their product. But then in the early 2000s, they launched the Ultimate Collector Series, or UCS for short. In Lego Star Wars, these were giant, highly detailed models. They weren't really meant to be played with and more were like expensive trophies. But here's the key date, 2020. In 2020, Lego made it official. They're targeting towards adults. They launched their adult focused collection with 18+ labels right on the box. Black packaging, premium photography, Lego wasn't hiding anymore. And in just 4 years, the adult collection grew to 142 sets, about 15% of what Lego sells in the United States. Now you may be thinking, okay, they made some sets for adults, no big deal. But here's the part that will really get your attention. Those adult sets, they aren't $30, $40. They're crazy expensive. The Lego Titanic, $700. Harry Potter Gringotts Wizardly Bank, $430. Lord of the Rings Rivendell, $500. Avengers Tower, $500. The Millennium Falcon, $850. And finally, the most expensive set that came out last year was $1,000. Compare that to a Lego City Police Station or a Lego Friends Treehouse, something that kids actually want. You're looking at maybe $30, maybe $60. The difference in what Lego makes from these adult sets versus the kids sets is massive. So why did Lego make this change? Why would the world's most famous kids toy start chasing adults? The answer is simple. Adults have money. Lego's own chief of marketing, Julia Golden, said it herself. This is exactly what she said. We decided to focus on adults because we realized that we had much bigger opportunity than we were tapping into. Adults don't have to ask their parents for permission. They just swipe a credit card for a $500 set without thinking about it. And unlike kids, adults don't outgrow Lego. They collect it, they display it, they invest in it. In fact, Lego sets actually increase in value after they retire. Just like a sneaker or a baseball card, a lot of these sets have tripled or even quadrupled in price after retirement. Okay, so Lego found the golden goose when it comes to adult buyers. Makes sense for a business, but here's where it starts to get uncomfortable. What is this doing to Lego Star Wars sets? The ones kids have loved for 25 years and your parents still probably have in a box in their attic. Because something very specific is happening to Lego Star Wars, and it's happening fast. Lego Star Wars is one of the most popular toy lines in all of history. Since 1999, kids have asked for X-Wings, TIE Fighters, and lightsaber battles on the kitchen table. But let's look at Lego Star Wars today. In 2017, Lego released the UCS Millennium Falcon. It has 7,541 pieces, and at the time, it was the biggest Lego Star Wars set. But it was also the most expensive Lego Star Wars set, coming in at $800. That wasn't a toy. It was a collectible, a display piece, something for an adult to spend a Saturday building and then put on a shelf. And then, in 2025, Lego released the UCS Death Star, 9,000 pieces, $1,000. A $1,000 Lego set? But wait, that's a giant set. Lego still makes kids sets, right? Sure, but here's the problem. Even normal Lego Star Wars sets are getting more and more expensive every year. Analysts who track price per pieces have noticed that in Lego Star Wars sets, the price has been climbing every single year. And Lego knows people will still pay this price. Why? Because it has exclusive characters. The only way to get certain minifigures, an exclusive clone, a cool Mandalorian, is to buy this one set. One example is the Hot Tub Stormtrooper. A super popular meme character in the community only comes in a $1,000 set. The only way you can get that figure is if you buy that $1,000 set or buy it on the aftermarket, where it is still $100+. That's what's called a premium minifigure strategy. Lego locks an exclusive figure behind a high price wall. So kids that love this character, their parents are looking at spending over $1,000 just to get that. That's not a birthday gift, that's a mortgage payment. The adult collectors, they'll buy it, they don't need to ask anybody. But a 9-year-old who just wants his favorite character, good luck. And it's not just Star Wars. The same thing is happening in the Marvel universe, and it might be worse. Lego Marvel used to be simple. Spider-Man's car, the Quinjet, maybe even a Hellcarrier for $80. Stuff kids could put on their Christmas list and actually get. Now look at the Marvel section. The Lego Avengers Tower, $500, 5,201 pieces labeled 18 plus, and standing at 35 inches tall. The Lego X Mansion, $400. The Shield Hellcarrier, $400. These are incredible sets, beautiful, highly detailed, and great minifigures. But who are they really made for? All these sets are labeled 18 plus. They're not for kids. It's a display piece. It's not meant for kids to smash together. Now here's the data that really hits different. When the original adult-focused Lego Marvel sets dropped back in 2020, the kids sets took a step back. Smaller sets still exist. You can get an Iron Man suit build for around $20. But the big flashy sets, the ones you see in the commercials and the YouTube videos, are almost all 18 plus. And here's something sneaky. Lego used to price the big sets based on how many pieces were in it. More money equals more pieces. Simple and fair. But now, a lot of sets are overpriced for their piece count because they know fans want those characters inside. A Star Wars set featuring a rare character from Ahsoka, overpriced per brick, but fans will still pay it because it's the only place to get that figure. Lego's own analytics admit when they see an opportunity to charge more because there's a rare character in a set, they'll do it. Here's the bigger picture. Lego Marvel sets aimed at adults, the X Mansion, the Avengers Tower, the Daily Bugle, cost $2, $3, $4, even $500. One adult buying a $500 set is worth the same to Lego as 25 kids buying a $20 set. Lego doesn't need 25 happy kids, they need one happy adult. But that's just business. Okay, so Lego is chasing adults. They're overpricing Star Wars sets and labeling 18 plus on everything. But there's one franchise that tells the story a little bit more clearly. Harry Potter, one of the most kid-friendly stories ever written, has somehow become one of Lego's most adult-focused lines there is. And the price tags will make your jaw drop. Because Lego Harry Potter has been one of the most beloved toy lines for the last 20 years. Kids who grew up reading the books or watching the movies, they love this stuff. Hogwarts, Diagon Alley, the Hogwarts Express, and Lego Harry Potter used to be something a kid could actually own. Back in the early 2000s, you could grab a Harry Potter set for maybe $20 or $30. A Quidditch match, the flying car, set size for kids, price for parents. Now let's look at what Lego Harry Potter has become today. Lego Hogwarts Castle, $470. Lego Diagon Alley, $400. The Hogwarts Express, $500. The Gringotts Wizardly Bank, $430. Every single flagship Harry Potter set costs between $400 to $500. These aren't playsets, they're collector's items, display pieces. The word collector is literally written on the box. Lego's own Harry Potter design team admitted to reporters that Hogwarts Express, that $500 train, was targeted directly towards adults, not even a mention of kids. And Lego even designed it that it's too big, it can't fit on regular Lego train tracks. It's too big because it's not meant to be played with, it's meant to sit on a shelf and collect dust. Now there are still smaller Harry Potter sets being made, $20 here, $60 there. But look at where Lego's putting their energy, their marketing, and their biggest releases. It's always $400 to $500 collector's editions that are getting the big announcements, the big YouTube reveals, the big store displays. And those small sets, they're creeping up in price too. A mid-range Diagon Alley storefront used to cost $40, but now it's creeping close to $100. Year after year, the price nudges higher. Now here's why Harry Potter specifically is a clear example of the adult shift. Harry Potter fans grew up. The kids who read the first book back in 1997 are in their 30s and 40s now. They have jobs, they have apartments with shelf space, and they are absolutely willing to spend $500 on a Lego set. And Lego knows this, so instead of making a smaller, cheaper Hogwarts, they'll make a massive, stunning $470 Hogwarts. And adults will line up to buy it. The result, a kid who loves Harry Potter and just finished reading the books for the first time and wants to build Hogwarts Express, their parents are looking at $470 for one set. That's not a toy, that's a car payment. But here's the thing nobody wants to admit. This isn't just happening to Star Wars, Marvel, and Harry Potter. This is a company-wide strategy, and the numbers prove it. Because when you zoom out and look at what Lego's doing across every single theme, the picture gets clear. 10 years ago, a parent could walk into a Lego store with $60 and genuinely come out with something awesome. A solid Star Wars playset, a Marvel battle scene, or an amazing Harry Potter playset. Today, $60 gets you something small. If a kid wants a real meaningful set, something with a recognizable ship or building or scene they really love, they're looking at $100, $150, $200 minimum. Inflation is a part of this, material costs are a part of this. But Lego is also consciously and deliberately raising these prices up for adults. The result, a kid who loves Star Wars, Marvel, or Harry Potter are slowly getting priced out of a toy that was built for them. A kid saving their allowance can't buy a Millennium Falcon. A kid asking for a Lego set for Christmas is getting a small set, while the dad eyes up a $500 Avengers Tower for himself. This isn't an accident, it's strategy. Here's the bottom line. Lego didn't flip a switch overnight. This has been a slow, deliberate shift that's happened since the 1980s. Picked up steam in the 2000s, and went full throttle in 2020. They found something more valuable than children. Adults with nostalgia and credit cards. And the numbers prove it. Revenue doubled. 142 adult sets in 4 years. $1,000 Death Star, $500 Avengers Tower, and an 18 plus collection that keeps growing. LEGO says kids will always be their main focus, and kids' lines still exist. But you don't need to look hard to see where LEGO's passion and money is really going. LEGO isn't a kid's toy anymore. It's a lifestyle brand for adults that never stopped collecting. Is this a bad thing? That's for you to decide. And if this video made you feel something, maybe sad, mad, or nostalgic, let me know in the comments below and hit that like button. It generally helps more people find this video. But here's something you should really think about before you click away. LEGO isn't just making their sets for adults, they're also shrinking them. So click this video up here if you want to learn more about it. I have a whole video about it. And as LEGO shifts more for adults, they've also canceled a bunch of themes. I have another video about that right here, so click that one if you want to find out more. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.